A thread on Reddit asked people who had strict parents to post the craziest rule they had to follow. And the answers included crazy. I think this is crazy. No talking at dinner, ever.
That's why you have dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. And not being allowed. Wait, not being allowed to use straws, which was considered dangerous.
Come on.
That's Sunny.
That's Sunny.
A lot of children, they poke the inside of their mouth. They cut the inside of their mouth.
Maybe they'll be dentists when they get older. What about you girls?
My parents were strict.
Mine were I wasn't allowed to go trick-or-treating because it was the devil's holiday. I couldn't wear bikinis. My skirts had to be to my knees.
My parents weren't that extreme, but there were rules that you knew you never crossed. Like, we could never have a boy alone with us. You never took any boy upstairs. No doors were ever allowed to be closed.
Yeah.
You know, like, they were all those things. So
Those are good, valid rules. I had all of those rules. I also,
and you added like
I couldn't
50.
date a boy that was more than 2 years older than me, so my freshman year in high school, this really adorable senior asked me to go to homecoming, and the only way my parents would let me go is if my sister would double date with me.
well, I was not allowed to date. I was not allowed to date.
Well, dating was putting a dress on and going to school.
I was allowed to date when I got to college.
Wait, you couldn't date in high school at all?
That's sad.
No. Now, granted, I was 12 in high school. I graduated when I was 16.
That's just...
So I was young, but I was not allowed to date.
I hope they didn't let you date.
I was not allowed to date.
12 years old.
You know
Yeah, I
what my
was 12.
father would do? I'd be on my stoop in Brooklyn. I grew up in Williamsburg, right? And I'd be talking to the boys and like acting all flirty. And he'd come home and the boy would run. They would stay because he was scary, my father. He was a truck driver, tough. And my father would go like, get upstairs, like that. And then I'd get in the hallway, and then he'd start following me like a gorilla, making funny, because he really didn't mean it. You see?
But he didn't want the...
He was there to scare the boys.
That's right. It's very smart. Anybody heard of the rule? You have to come back inside when the lights go off, when the street lights go on.
Yeah.
I never understood that, but now I have that rule for my children.
You don't have to be, though. I'll say my parents were not strict. You don't have to be strict parents to have good kids. They were not strict. I never drank. I never smoked. I didn't have sex till I was 19 years old. I was a very shy kid.
She's a freak.
Had a great relationship with them. You don't have to drive them crazy. You don't have to drive them crazy.
I didn't have sex till I got married. I was married, although I was a technical virgin before I was married.
Yeah.
What is that?
But did you
know what that means.